If you have spent months trying to build up your cash position inside of your business and you just cannot figure it out, I promise you, you are not alone. I have been through seasons with less than $10,000 in my business account with $100,000 worth of bills ready to hit. And it is common in every size business, whether you're doing $500,000 a year or $500 million a year, people run into cash flow issues. And it's emotional, it's scary, it's defeating, it's debilitating, it makes you feel insecure if you even know how to run a business anymore, and then like you want to give up. You're exhausted. You're like ending every day depleted. I understand. Like I currently run 7- and 8-figure companies that have cash flow challenges. We have seasons when we have not enough money in the account to pay the bills that are coming in. In any business, if you survive any amount of time, you're going through that. So if you're looking at me right now, I don't care if you do $500,000 a year, $5 million a year, $50 million a year, or $500,000 or $500 million a year, and you have less than $10,000 in your bank account right now, here are a few steps you can take immediately to pull yourself out of that hole. The first thing I'm going to tell you, this is more mindset, less tactical. You cannot put your value as a CEO into your bank account. I see this happen a lot. When cash is up, I'm king. When cash is down, I'm a loser. If you do that, you're riding a very, very uncomfortable wave, and your business is going to follow you. Because the minute the cash starts dipping, you start dipping. You have to be neutral to the cash in the account. Because too much cash, or let's say a lot of cash, can make you falsely confident. Not enough cash can make you falsely insecure. It is your job to maintain confidence in what you're doing. Please don't fall victim to your value. Your personal value as a leader is attached to your bank account. Second, you have got to go increase revenues. Before you go increase revenues, you need to audit your cost of goods sold. That might not make sense to some of you guys. You have to figure out, are you profitable or not? Simplistically, if you have no money and you increase sales in an unprofitable product or service, you're going to deplete your account even more. So you have to do two things. You have to increase sales with a profitable service. I'm sorry if your current service isn't profitable. You might need to pivot. This baby that you built, this business that you're like, this is everything I ever wanted. I just can't keep money in the account. You might be ego-driven to keep what you started with, and you're going to ride that ship right into the ground. We coach a lot of business owners through like, okay, this service isn't landing right now. There's not a lot of people searching for it. Costs have gone up. It's hard to be profitable. You might need to pivot what you're actually doing with the resources you have to increase profitability. That is an ego hit to somebody whose value is tied to what they're doing, not building a successful company. Next, you need to look at every single investment that you make in people, employees, equipment, marketing, and see what are you getting a return on investment on. Like you have to look at everybody you're spending money on. Sometimes you have to fire good people because that position isn't making money right now. Sometimes you need to sell equipment. Sometimes you got to fire the company. Sometimes you got to fire the marketing company. Sometimes you got to fire the bookkeeper. Sometimes you have to take on more responsibilities, but you have to look at every expense you have and say, which one of these expenses are costing me more than it's helping me? Very important. I think not enough people audit their expenses, specifically those overhead expenses that happen every month, whether you're doing business or not. Very important part of the process is to look at every expense and say, is this bringing me more value than it's costing me? You'll be surprised at how like trimming some fat from a company increases efficiency and all of a sudden you're profitable again. And it might not be as much as you want, but it's very difficult. Like I've had to do this. I sat at that desk right there and cried because I had to fire somebody who didn't deserve to be fired because that position was no longer valuable in the pivots we were making in a down season. What's harder than firing that person is bankrupting your company because you don't want to make a hard decision. I promise you that's harder. And so when you don't want to make the decision, when you don't want to fire the person, when you don't want to change your position, when you don't want to sell something different, when you don't want to be uncomfortable, you will end up ultimately uncomfortable and empty. You'll be bankrupt spiritually, emotionally, financially, and I promise you don't want to get there. Have the hard conversation, analyze your investments, analyze not just investments in like the stock market. I'm talking about the people and the processes and the equipment and the services you have right now. Every one of those is an investment that should be bringing you more money than it's costing you. And you just need to not fall into the victim mindset that my business is failing, so I must be a failure. The minute you agree to that and the minute you feel that, you will ultimately never bounce back. You will stay there because you're not going to want to because you don't trust yourself anymore. So if you have less than $10,000 in your bank account, or in general, you don't have enough money to pay your bills that are coming in, it's emotional. But the confident person can create solutions. The person who's scared and full of doubt and fear and frustration, not going to be able to creatively come out of that. The last point that I think is necessary, and I think not enough people take this option, is if you are owing more money than you have and you feel broke, call everybody that you owe money to and be honest with them. One of the biggest mistakes I see people make is they hide from it. They ignore the phone call. They don't have the conversation. Most people want to work with you to ultimately end up getting paid. Call them. Hey, this is my situation. I'm in a cash flow crunch. I'm going to work out of this hole, but I need more time. You'd be amazed at how much that works, because ultimately, if they don't know what you're going through, they can't work with you and they can't help you solve the problem. So overall, if you can stay emotionally sound and consistent, if you can go sell and confirm you're selling a profitable product, if you can analyze all the investments you're making in your company to make sure you're getting a return on investment, and if you have to have hard conversations with vendors and suppliers or whoever you owe money to and say, I need more time. If you can do those things, you'll survive that season. If you can't do that because you're scared, you're insecure, you're lonely, you don't think you can do this anymore, you won't. You'll talk yourself right into failure. And that is way harder than just having the hard conversation now. Overall, I've helped hundreds of business owners through hard financial seasons. I have had multiple hard financial seasons. And if you think that you're at $500,000 or $1 million, when you get to 10 million, it'll be easier, you're full of shit. If you can't learn to do that at $1 million, you'll never get to 10 million. And if you accidentally get to 10 million, you will fail miserably because you did not learn the lessons necessary to stay there. Because you think 10 million in revenue is hard, wait till that 10 million in expenses show up. Those 10 million in bills, you're not ready for. Learn it now. More revenue does not mean better financial status. Because if you build more revenue without these things I'm talking about, you'll eventually get caught. It'll catch up. The wave will catch up and it'll bury you. So please take action on this. Trust me that you're not a failure because your business doesn't have money. Your business needs you to show up right now to lead it through this season. If you give up, they'll give up. And your team and your family and your customers and your vendors and your suppliers and your subs need you to show up. Don't let them down. Take action. If you need help, reach out. This is what we do. This isn't a sales pitch. I will give you a free coaching call. I'll give you whatever you need. Click the link, sign up for the course, reach out, connect with me. I don't want you to fail. I don't want you to give up. I don't want you to deal with that, because the guilt you'll experience for the rest of your life for not trying harder, I can't undo that. The guilt and the shame you're going to feel by letting everybody around you down, I can't undo that. But if you give us an opportunity, you give yourself an opportunity to get through this season, it'll be the proudest you've ever been. And no one will ever be able to take that from you, because you survived the battle. You survived the trench. You survived the arena. And no one will be able to take those scars away from you, but they'll make you the strongest version you've ever been. I hope, and I focus every day on helping people achieve greater levels of success in life and business. It's our entire mission. It's everything I focus on. And sometimes greater success is just getting out of bed. Sometimes it's making an extra dollar. Sometimes it's avoiding that debt collector or bankruptcy. Like, sometimes greater levels of success is just not ending up underground. So please don't give up on yourself. I promise your bank account level is not a representation of your value. Everybody goes through it. There's not a single business owner you look up to that has not had some form of debilitating financial season. I don't think you can actually call yourself a business owner until you've had some form of financial struggle, because you haven't actually had to do anything yet. So please take action, find someone to help you, ask the question, reach out to us, click the link, get the free course. I don't care what you do, but do something. Just don't give up, because I believe, and I have zero doubt, that you can still win fast and still win often.